Hello, this is Princess Somnia, and welcome back to more Let's Play Dragon Quest VI. Between episodes, I just gave Carver the miracle sword that we got from King Medford. That'll really help him out. Alternatively, you could pair the miracle sword with the sacred armor and make the wielder unkillable, but I decided against that because I'd rather have Carver have it, just in case, because it's also stronger and Carver's kind of our massive DPS. But anyway, in this episode, I mentioned last time that we're going to get this journey of self-discovery out of the way, right? Well, in order to do so, I zoomed over to Welshire because, if you recall, way back when, we got to Welshire by falling through this killer wave. It's not a promising enemy to fight. No. But we got to Welshire initially by falling through a hole near Haggleton, which was just south of Weaver's Peak. Well, if I was to find my real self anywhere, where would I look in the real world? And that's where we're going now. Anyway, like I was saying, if we take the ship over here, let's take a look at the map, because this little mountain structure with a village on top looks rather familiar, doesn't it? Let's see. Oh, did you think we were the Prince of Somnia again? Yeah. Ah, so someone who looks just like the Prince of Somnia is just up north, huh? A cowardly weakling, huh? Oh, maybe we're barking up the wrong tree. Maybe that really isn't our true self. I mean, there's no way our true self would be a coward, but there is a way that our true self would find mini medal number 62. Ah, I see. Interesting. Yeah, wouldn't that be a great place to go? You could probably call it something, I don't know, something related to haggling, like Haggleton. And that's where the dream world Haggleton comes from. Yep, there you go. So yeah, it's kind of nice to find areas that kind of like link you directly to Dreamworld counterparts of certain places. Like maybe they're not always quite the same. Like Dreamworld Haggleton doesn't or Real World Haggleton doesn't exist in anything more than just the dream of an old man who wants to have a nice merchant town. Whereas it seems like Weaver's Peak is real enough. Oh, it's you, Rex. Weren't you just with Buddy? He's a terrible one, isn't he? I know that he's grumpy because Tanya's taking care of you and all. But still, that's no excuse for treating you like a chamber pot. Yeah, I guess they don't know about Tanya or Buddy, although apparently it seems like Buddy treats us like shit in this world instead of being our best friend in the dream world. Which, what does that say about Buddy and or Rex's psyche? Oh, well I'll be damned, look at that. I think I'm seeing double, viewers. But anyway, the cave to Weaver's Peak, much like in the dream world, has treasures for us to collect, as well as enemies for us to fight. Yeah, we gotta go in this way. The layout is identical, as one might expect, but the treasures here are quite a bit different, as are the enemies. Like these guys. I think we fought Hardvarks before, but the Brimstone Bulbs are definitely new. Let's show off Boulder Toss, see if we can get that to work. Yeah, those Hardvarks are definitely old, since they died real fast. There we go. Does some decent damage. Boulder Toss is another one of those really weirdly terrain-specific abilities. There's some, like Tsunami or Megamorphosis or things like that, where they don't work if the terrain doesn't support, the move. And now Amos has Thin Air. Awesome. I guess that's another thing I didn't quite mention, is that if you stun or remove the ability for an enemy to defend themselves with a defend command, they can't defend themselves anymore, so they take normal damage. Which is a nice touch, I guess. Again, seeing that many slimes in a single battle fills me with trepidation, and now we're far enough into the game where 1 in 8 slimes are actually reasonable to find. As is mini medal number 63. Anyway, there's still more treasure for us to collect, but we kind of have to move on with the plot before we go any further, so... Oi, Rex, just how long are you planning to stay at Tanya's? But what else am I supposed to do, buddy? Tanya must be knackered having dead weight like you cluttering up her house. But she's been so kind to me. Tanya's got a bleeding heart. That's her problem. You're taking advantage of her good nature, letting her spoil you like this. But I have nowhere else to go. That ain't my problem. If it were up to me, I'd kick you out of the village and all the way down the mountain. What? Don't give me that look. If you got something to say, be a man and say it to my face. I knew you had no backbone. What does Tanya see in a wimp like you, anyway? I'm out of here. You better think about what I just said, buddy. Wow, what an asshole. Kinda weird seeing the protagonist talk, isn't it? And even weirder to see him being such a spineless wimp. To coin a phrase. Ooh, more fuddle iguanas. Kind of weird how an enemy that's dedicated to confusing the party is so susceptible to confuse, but I guess in some weird twisted sense it actually makes a lot of sense. So does mini medal number 64. That's a nice number. Anyway, the 2 mini medals, the gold and the Pretty Betsy, are the only items that we can find in here. But they're not the only enemies because we have bomb boulders. Let's see. Now I believe these guys, just like their cousins up on the Aggro Crag, or whatever it's called, I think these guys can explode on you, and I don't want that. I don't know if they're susceptible to poof though, but... Well, I guess we can't find out actually, because we don't have poof. That's all fine and good. Let's see if they're susceptible to burning. Well, actually no, we do have poof. What am I talking about? Yeah, that's about what I expected. He's just sitting there, grinning, menacingly. Oops, I did not mean to use a physical attack with Millie. Oh no, even worse, they cast Kaplunk, or Kerplunk rather. Which you just saw there, basically just sacrifices their own life to bring their allies back to, well, life. It's very good for grinding actually, but it can be really annoying if you end up knocking out a few enemies that are particularly dangerous first, and then they just Kerplunk them back to life. It's a very fun word to say, although I don't know why they named the spell Kerplunk, but it's still fun to say, you know, Kerplunk. Oh god, Skull Riders. Actually, let's do Ye Olde Burning Breath and see if that works out well. Yeah, that's what I expected. This really is the mid-game Dragon Quest experience, isn't it? Or mid-game Dragon Quest VI experience. I don't think there's any other Dragon Quest game out there that's quite so broken in the mid-game as this game is. But then again, is this not why I play this game? Oh. What? I don't know what just happened, so I'm not 100% sure on that. Huh. That was weird. Apparently we just killed it outright? It said something about the heavy damage killed the thing, but I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Huh. Well, whatever, I guess. We killed it. Yeah, you must be seeing double, buddy. Anyway, let's see. So, Weaver's Peak, just like with the Mountain Pass, has the same exact layout, but, let's see here. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, it's much the same layout as it was before, but with different treasures. I don't actually remember if that treasure was there or not. Rex is a wimp. Thanks for that, bud. Thanks a whole lot. Really needed that nice confidence booster. Could break this pot over here to get its lid. I think that's also a shield for Millie, but it's worse than anything else we really have. Is it actually? Yeah, it's one of those few shields Millie can actually use, but again, it's pretty bad. And there's a Seed of Resilience just there, but like I just showed, we're going to use that right off the bat. Let's see. What do you have to say? Aww. So I guess in this world we're not brother and sister, but we're being treated like brother and sister. Is nobody questioning why we just strolled into town with 3 random people? One of them who's literally jacked like a truck? Is it really not that unusual for me to just stride in all, what's the phrase? Rough and tumble or whatever? I don't know. Ooh, this is a rusty-ass piece of armor. Far cry from the armor we bought back in Dreamworld Weaver's Peak. He keeps talking about how he's gonna polish it up. So then I guess that's why in the Dreamworld it's all shiny and magical. Well, not the Dreamworld anymore, we're kind of holding it. Which, that brings up a whole host of other questions about why we happen to have, something from a dream in our inventory, but whatever. Mini Medal number 65. Can I talk to you? There we go. Well, yeah, I know it's the mayor's residence. Spit over the edge. Reminds me of Game of Thrones, wanting to pee off the edge of the world. A few things we can collect in here. Rob our own house for a medical herb. And if we check out the drawer over here, it's a set of noble garb, which I guess was Rex's at some point. No, he's not giving you grief. Wow. Yeah, he really isn't. Alright, let's move on to the plot since I think we've collected almost everything in here anyway. There's one more thing we can collect. Not there. Oh, it's in the drawers, isn't it? There we go. The Trailblazing Bandana, which I think is an accessory. Yeah, boosts your style by a little bit. We'll keep that around for later. Anywho, let's give a chat with the mayor over here. Ah, Rex, good of you to come, old chap. Looks like you're on the mend. Marvelous. I feared the worst when Tanya brought you to the village. You were in such a horrendous state. But now you're right as rain, in body if not in mind. You still have to get your memory back. It'll come. Now then, Rex, old chap, why don't you toddle off home? You should be spending as much time as possible with Tanya. That's truly the best way to repay her for her kindness. That's not how amnesia in the JRPG sense works, Amos. Sorry to inform you. Maybe in the real world with retrograde amnesia, but... Back already, Rex, but you just left. Didn't you say you were off to visit the mayor's house? You looked so worried, too. I wondered what the matter was. Look, if Buddy's treating you nasty again, just ignore him, alright? See? I'm even starting to talk to you like a brother, Rex. So, yeah. Let's see. I believe we gotta go back to the mayor's house. There we go. What is it, Rex, old chap? Huh? What the? 2 Rexes? How can that be? Another me? Who? Oh, I don't understand. Am I seeing double? This must be a dream. Yes, that's it. A dream. Whew. Well, in that case, good night. Did he just pass out? Out of shock? Impressive. It's getting kind of weird seeing Carver in the front for this scene, so let's put Rex out front. Who are? Huh? No! No! Huh. I guess he's not a big fan of this merger we're trying to have, huh? It's also a little bit weird that our dream world or real world counterpart isn't a big block of stone like Carver's was, but oh well. Let's see. Now, the real Rex just ran, and I don't know if anyone's gonna say. Yeah, he ran out of the village. He's in the mountain pass, basically. Now, before you go out to meet Rex on the mountain pass, make sure you've collected all of the treasure, and you possibly want to also heal up and save before anything else happens. But anyway, here he is. Hey, stop running! I understand now. Your name is Rex too, isn't it? Everything became clear to me when we touched earlier. You and I probably used to be the same person right up until our first fight with Murdaugh. And now that he's been beaten, we have to return to our former self. I understand, but I'm scared. What happens when the two of us become one? Do you turn into me? Do I turn into you? Or could we even become a completely different person? I happen to like my life at the moment. If I left now, I'd be walking out on someone who needs me. You understand, don't you? I'm sure you'll find some way of explaining all this to our parents back at the castle. Help! Somebody help! Rex! Where are you? Rex! Monsters have invaded the village. This is awful! Everyone's doing their best to fight them off, but there's too many of them. Right, I'm on my way. Hey, wait up! And that's why I told you. But yeah, let's rush back to Weaver's Peak now. Try and save it from the monster invasion. Oh, this looks bad. Yeah, you're telling me. And they're quite literally going to town. But anyway, there's multiple groups of monsters that we have to fight off here, so we're going to be fighting them, obviously, but some of them are a little on the tough side. But I'm sure we could take them all on in the next episode of Let's Play Dragon Quest VI. See you guys then!